This time on Woody's Garage, we read Kote tank. Yeah.
Alright, what I want to do today on the Honda Z50R is coat the gas tank with red coat. Now I've cleaned it to a degree, but the degree might not be to my best ability, let's say. In other words, yeah, I kind of cheesed out on it. But the tank also has, on this side, if you can see this, like a rusted spot. And a rusted spot usually means that, yeah, the gas is coming through there, and I know it is. So I want to sand this down, so we got all the little crusties out of there. It feels pretty good. The inside I've used apple cider vinegar on for a while and gotten most of the rust out of there. Now the beautiful thing about red coat is it doesn't have to be immaculate in order to work. So let's take this tank off. Fail. What happened was, and I was kind of aware of this, but you know, I just let it be. Unfortunately, I cleaned it out with the apple cider vinegar, then I washed it out, dried it out. I didn't want to put a light coat of oil in it because, you know, I'd be putting the red coat in and stuff like that. So it was dry. I let it sit in this light surface rust accumulated. So it's certainly not as bad as it was before, but yeah, I got to go back a couple of steps now and put the apple cider vinegar back in and do it again. So there's my apple cider vinegar. I just found out, since I leave it outside, and I'm lucky that it doesn't freeze because it is so cold outside, but it did not freeze. Put it in the tank. Yeah, it started to leak a little bit, so I put this tape on here. Hopefully that'll hold up. There might be a little water in here too. Thin it down and so I can fill up the whole tank. This is reusable, by the way. I mean, you can just pour it back into the bottle. I'm actually going to leave it the strength it is. I'm not going to add any water. I'm going to let it sit like this, then flip it up on its side, and then flip it up on its back, and this, that, and the other thing for probably about a day, and then we'll have to wash it out with water. Then we'll dry it, then we'll use acetone, and then we'll go right to the red coat because you can't wait because the surface rust will start right away. Okay, it's the next morning, and we had some rust buildup up here, and I took the wire brush, this guy, and I just kind of cleared crap away. And hopefully we're clean enough now that we can rinse it with water, and rinse it with some acetone, and put our red coat in. Okay, we got the apple cider vinegar out of it. We washed it out about 20 times with water, sloshed it around, did the best we could to get that out. Then I took some acetone and put that in, sloshed that around. Yeah, I still see crap, but I think all the loose stuff is gone, so it's time to put red coat in there. We'll slosh that around, drain that out, and let it dry. I taped up the petcock here, and we got a plastic bag over the gas cap. I do want the red coat to get into that that little tunnel thing that's up near the top of the gas neck there. You know, the first time I ever did this, I left the stuff in there for the longest time. I'd let it sit like this for, you know, like a half an hour, then I'd switch it to here for a half an hour, you know, so and so and so for like a whole day. And no, that's not the way you do it. What you do is you just coat it, and then you drain it out and you let it dry, and if need be, you do another coat, and you can reuse this stuff, so when it goes back into the can, you just seal it up and then use it for the next time. Okay, we got a problem. We got about half a can in there, which is way more than you'd ever need, and the idea is once you slosh it around is you dump it out. Unfortunately, this neck thing, this goes down about, about 2 inches or so. So I can't pour it out of here, and it's not flowing out of the petcock. So I got a lot in there, and I'm not quite sure how to get it out of there. I'm thinking of blowing some air in there. Like, I cleared the petcock hole, which is right there. You can see there's a drop. That's not going to do it. That's going to clog over time, so. Uh-oh. It's coming, but slowly. This seems to work better. This time. Well, you can see it's still dripping. I got, well, I would say about, I don't know, about a half an inch, no, maybe 3/4 of an inch material is in the tank. Blowing this air, this is on reverse, so this was blowing out, blowing into the tank to try to get it out, and you can see it's kind of cobwebbing up and getting, it's drying it out is what it's doing. So I think I got a point where it's not moving anymore and it's just in there. So I think I'm going to stand the tank up on its end so that the excess comes back here. I think it's probably like the safest thing to do, because it's not really coming out anymore. It's gelling up like this bit here. It's setting up is what it's doing. So yeah, not ideal. So if you got a tank and it's got a long filler neck like this one, you're going to have a problem. Well, we'll leave it like that to dry. Probably be about 3 years until it's dry, because there's definitely some excess. Not much more you could do. Another thing I didn't like about blowing the air into it is, it was blowing straight in, so it's probably blowing all the red coat away from that area as well. So I may flip this around and let it flow the other way. Yeah, I think I'm going to do that. It'll move like a glacier. Yeah, it's the next day. I think the red coat is almost dried out. You can still smell it a little bit. That's usually the key to knowing if it's cured, if you can't smell it anymore. I started sanding the tank. It's funny, I started off with fine grit and I kept getting heavier and heavier because it just wasn't getting smooth and stuff. There's these scratches that I actually put into it early on using some pretty heavy sandpaper that you can't feel anymore. But yeah, this tank is in pretty bad shape. It's got places where the old stickers were and stuff, and it's kind of weird that I can still feel a rise to it, even though it's like completely gone. You can still kind of see the outline and stuff. And the Bondo that I put in there is going to have to be spot puttied, because it's it still has some dings and dents in it and stuff like that. I'm certainly not a body person, but we're going to get it so it looks pretty good. Hopefully the red coat sealed up this area where the pinholes were and stuff. And that's that. So, I keep thinking like, oh, just put a clear coat on it till you get the proper Honda red color, or put some weird color on it for fun or something or other. So I don't know what I'm going to do. I also have this old style Z50 tank. I think that looks pretty cool on it. But I don't think I have a petcock for it. I don't have a gas cap for it. I don't know if it leaks, etc. Oh, sorry, so much junk down in this basement. I can't even move. But yeah, I think it would work. Yeah, it'd probably look pretty goofy. Ooh, dog mess brown. Now, this is primer. I put on the. I like this primer, the brown. It's supposedly it's like fish oil or something in it. Who knows what? But I think it's, you know, the gray stuff is kind of porous. It's made so that the paint sticks to it, but I think it'll allow things to actually rust, and this will not. So also I want to get an even coat on it so that I could see, like, you know, places where the divots and stuff were, because it was so patchy, you know, metal, black, different shades of red. I couldn't really see where, you know, where I did the Bondo and stuff, although the Bondo actually looks pretty good, pretty even. I'm surprised, but we'll sand this out, and, you know, I still got to decide on the final color, whatever. But here it is for now. Alright, this is going to be it for the moment on the gas tank. I can't decide on a color scheme. I don't know if I want to go back to the original color or do something else or experiment, whatever. But I'm going to wait, I think, until the spring, until I've thought about it. And the weather's a little warmer and things like Bondo will cure faster, etc. Because it's cold in this basement. Okay, we're going to put it back on the bike for now, and I get back to it in the spring. I guess the good part is it's actually usable too if I want to run the bike with the gas tank.